Hi everyone, let's continue on with this game. I was expanding my greenhouse. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is rip off all these plants and suck out all the existing air. I'm going to just virtually, maybe not completely, but virtually evacuate it. Okay, so I need room to hold all these plants. Tomatoes, potatoes only stack in stacks of 20. So let's just rip all these out really quickly. This is a slow and boring process. I don't like doing it. Okay, once I rip these out, I will start sucking all the air out of here. I should end up with a lot of oxygen. 1, 2, let's do this. I didn't check. What is my oxygen? 47 moles per square, or 44 in that square, 47 in these squares. About 45 per square. That's 450 plus 130. Yeah, it's a lot. It's 580, like 585 moles of oxygen approximately that I'll get. There's only one there. Yeah. Now that's a sizable chunk of oxygen. That's really good. So, and once all the air's being sucked out of here, once all the air's being sucked out of here, I'm going to rip up those windows. Now, one thing I do need to do is disconnect these hydroponics. So I gotta be careful how I do this. If I rip up the wrong pipe or the wrong hydroponic at the wrong time, I might lose some water. I shouldn't, if I do it right, I shouldn't lose any water at all. So I think it was 291 or something. Yeah, 291. So when I start ripping these things up and I start adding up my water, it should all add up to 291. If it doesn't, it means I've stuffed up. Why is this damaged? Some of my plants got damaged somehow. Well, that plant did. I don't know why that one did. Did anything else get damaged? I'll find out as I'm harvesting these things. I don't understand. It only get damaged if it's lacking something. It's not lacking light where it was sitting. It wasn't lacking water. I'm dropping tomatoes all over the place now. Or one tomato. Did it get too hot? Too cold? I don't think it got too hot or too cold. So I'm having trouble understanding how a plant got damaged in here. A bug maybe? I don't know. It's just weird. There's no more, oh, a soybean got damaged. It's not lack of light. Whoa, don't plant it. I'm used to picking up these potatoes where I get 3, so I just automatically start at the 3rd click, which is bad. How did 2 plants get damaged? We'll find out if any more got damaged, but it's no big deal. It doesn't affect anything. Just, you know, if there's something causing plant damage, if I go away on a long trip and I come back, I might find some of my plants are dead, or all my plants are dead, and that would be bad. Let's keep getting potatoes. Okay. Potato, potato, potato. Doesn't seem like anything else got damaged. Just those 2 plants. I have no idea. Did they have a fight? I mean, what's going on here? A bit of brawling going on in my plant room. That's just me dying of thirst again. Just ignore the panting. Honestly, everyone watching should be used to it by now. Like I said, you get used to it after a while. Let's get soybeans. Only 2, not 3. Oh, there was another one that was damaged. I just saw. Wasn't that one? Yeah, this one. And it's not just a little bit damaged. It's significantly damaged. Like it was water starved or light starved for a reasonably long period of time. Or it got too hot, it got too cold. I don't know what caused the damage. Okay, so all the plants are harvested. I can turn this off now, and I'm going to pull all the gas out of here. So it's like 45 moles of oxygen per square. That's all going to get sucked in. So what did it come to? Like 580 moles of oxygen is going to end up in my oxygen tank. And it's pretty cool oxygen too, 33.9, it's not too bad. I've got some radiators there attached, or one radiator attached to the oxygen, so I should be able to cool that down to like 20, which is kind of where I want it, about 20 degrees. Just so if I use it as air, breathable oxygen, then it won't overheat me. Okay, so the next thing I got to think about is how I'm going to rip up these hydroponic trays. I want these two, those two, those two, and those two gone, and I want these pipes gone. Now I have to do this in a way so that I'm forcing water into an existing system. I don't want to rip up a pipe. Let's put this here. I don't want to rip up an individual pipe that's not connected to anything, because then the water inside is wasted. So I'm going to start with this hydroponic tray here and this one here. Now 291 is what it needs to get to. Actually, I can create a bit of space by... So in here I got 36, and in here I got 254. 36 plus 254. Whoa. That could be a rounding error. When you round them together, that could be the missing one. Because right now it adds up to 290 exactly, not 291. So I'm guessing it's a rounding error. If I pull this thing up here now, it should just force the it into there. It still says 36. Now if I rip up these two, I'll have two separate lines here. So let's see what happens. So if I'll start by ripping this up. Okay, now this, I should say constant 36. This becomes 29. 36 plus 29 is 65. I hope my math is right there. 30 plus 35, 65. Now, and this is 226. 65 plus 226, 286, 291. Okay, now if I rip up this one here, hopefully I'm not messing this up. 36 plus 29, yeah, I know that's 65. Plus this one, are they both 29? Yeah. So I was at 65 plus 30 is 95. Take 1, 94. 94 plus 1, 96. Is 290. But once again, that could be a rounding thing. Now this says 196. If I just rip this up here. Oh, yeah. Sorry. There we go. And then this one here, I haven't changed anything. I've just forced it back into this pipe, so it still says 196. That's good. Okay, now I'm going to rip up this one here. Now, this is my main line. I'm disconnecting from my main line. I might do that last. I think I might disconnect these first. So, as I recall, this is 196. If I rip up these two, it should still say 196. Oh, grab this. It's just forcing the water. Oh, this one's full. It's okay, 75. I've got plenty of time. I've also got some water on me. It still says 196. Great. Now, when I rip up this thing, I'm separating this line from the main thing. So this plus this has to add up to 196. So let's just swap these over. Let's grab this. And let's have a look. So that's 33, and that's 164. 33 plus 164 is 197. Okay, that's a rounding thing. So there's no issue there. Now, this says 164, and I'm about to separate this. So this plus this has to add to 164. So we're going to rip this one up. So that is 130, and that is 34, 164. That works. Now when I rip these up, nothing should change because I'm just forcing it back into those lines there. So it should say 130. So I should be able to, let's do this. I should be able to pull this up and this one up, and it should say exactly the same thing. 130. Okay, this is the tricky bit. I'm disconnecting these two lines by pulling this pipe here up. So that's 130. So that plus that has to add to 130. Let's have a look. Let's get this. Let's rip this up. Okay, now let's have a look at it. That's 38, and that's 92. Whoa, yeah, that adds to 130 exactly. Now, when I rip this last little pipe off here, that should still say 92. Let's have a look. And it still says 92. So now when I add all these up, it should be approximately either 290 or 291. So we got 36 plus 29, 65, plus 29 is 94. 94 plus 92, 96 plus 90, 186. 186 plus 38. Oh, that's a tough one. 186 plus 30 is 216 plus 8, 224. 224, 228, 258, 288, 291. So I have not lost any water. It's just sitting in these lines right now. I might just quickly drink because that panting sound is bugging me. I do have plenty of water to spare. I'm going to eat as well, and get my character back up. I just sucked how much? Like, what was it? 550 moles, 555 moles, something like that, into my oxygen tank. I can turn all that into water. So, not concerned about water at this stage. I hope I'm not going to regret that. I have got a bit of a problem with space here, because if I start ripping these walls up, I'm going to end up with walls, glass, and iron sheets. I might go back in, refill that water bottle, and no, I want to. Gosh. Okay, these hydroponics. It's not like they're going to leave this room. I'm going to keep using them. I'm going to rip up this wall here. Let's see if I have any atmosphere behind here. I don't think I do. So let's grab this here. And let's see, did I add anything? It should all be NA everywhere. I was actually surprised at how quickly I evacuated this room. Yeah, it's NA everywhere. Not applicable. Fantastic, I can rip all of those up. This thing here can stop sucking stuff out. I don't actually need that anymore because I can use this to suck it out. So this thing can be ripped up. I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to start pumping this room with carbon dioxide. So let's see, what's the temperature? Yeah, 22.5 carbon dioxide. That's fantastic. Let's get all the glass first. I can always just shove this in the airlock, transport it out later. Okay, let's grab all the iron sheets. And the greenhouse is just about expanded. Now I need to finish furnacing that iron. I know it's night time, I'm wasting all this nice cool night air. But one project at a time. Let's drop this here, and let's drop this here. Just create a bit of room. Let's get an angle grinder out. Let's get rid of these windows. I really can't leave the room while I'm... Well, actually I can. I was going to say I can't leave the room while I'm sticking carbon dioxide in here, but I can do that if I want to. Now, I've got... yeah, you fall over. I got 2 stacks of hydroponic trays here. Let's start extending this thing. we'll start with the thing that has the pipe on it. And we'll just get these all the way to the end, or close to the end. And then we'll get these pipes like this. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I actually want I want this thing out. So I'm going to be playing with pipes. That's a T-junction. That's what I want, right? Yeah. And I'll put a T-junction here as well. There we go. Now, this should stay the same. 92 moles. That was what it was before, right? I'm pretty sure it was. Now, I'm going to be connecting up these two. So, 92, 92, 92. These should all be 92. And that's 38. 92 plus 38 is 130. So when I put this last one in, the whole thing should mix together and make 130. Thank you. Yes, good. Now I'm out of hydroponic bits right now. I can get these pipes in place if I want to. I'm not going to. I want to do this systematically. I'm leaving this jumpsuit open so I remember to replace my water bottle. I'll put all my plants in the cupboard, and as you can see, I need a ton of hydroponic trays. Absolute ton. I've got a huge amount of space here. I'm just going to leave this going, pumping carbon dioxide into here. I don't need to run anything else. Oh god, what a mess. Let's cycle. 23 degrees in there, it's fantastic. So the much bigger space now, so one wall cooler might not be enough. That's my biggest worry, that I might have to put a second wall cooler in to keep the temperature stable. These can go here and there. Don't need the liquid cooling. I will need it soon though. I'm about to make another batch of water. I'm just cooling down this. I actually forgot I was doing that until I started thinking. I got hydroponic trays here. I need a lot more, but I'm going to get this furnacing first. Now, I hope the reload doesn't mess this up and cause gases to come out. No. All the gases have been extracted already by running it through the furnace. I'm going to chuck this in here. Let's just get the hydroponic trays pumping out. Fantastic, I can create 5 more. Let's swap my water bottle out. I'm going to have a quick look at this. Yeah, this next water bottle won't fill completely. It'll empty this tank and it'll empty this pipe and it'll only be partially filled. Ever so slightly. You can't even see it. It's 10% filled. So yeah, I'm out of water basically. I need more water. You just keep creating those hydroponic trays. Let's get these plants stowed away in here. I'm having a bit of a storage problem right now. Yeah. 2020. Look at all this. I'm about to replant it in my new expanded greenhouse. So not a big deal. I'll mainly be planting tomatoes, so I'd rather store up these things. I don't know why I'm messing around doing this. I got a lot of plants. I'll be storing all this stuff very soon. I've got a bit more storage room in here. Just creating some space so I can fit hydroponics in. Let's just hang on to these two for now. Furnace is done with the first stack. Keep going. Chuck this in here. Create more hydroponics. As you can see, I need a lot of them. I probably need more liquid pipes as well. I'm not completely out. I got 3 more here, which creates a bit more storage room so I can hold plants. There we go. You sit in there. My greenhouse is going to be mainly tomatoes, I guess, because they look pretty. I'll make it look pretty. I'll make a nice mix. It doesn't really matter. I've only got the greenhouse for the oxygen. Speaking of oxygen, 5. This should be just about done, almost. Speaking of oxygen, let's see what's in my oxygen tank now. 670 moles and another 168 in the pipes. So oxygen doing well. The temperature of my oxygen is too cold. Way too cold. I can't breathe that. What's it in here? Oh my god, negative 19.7. If I start using this as my oxygen tank, I'm gonna have a bit of a problem. What I'll have to do is get the oxygen. When I fill the oxygen tank up, how do I heat my oxygen? Okay, I can empty my waste tank. That'll heat it a little bit. I'm definitely going to rip this up though. Let's do that now. I don't want to cool my oxygen. I want to cool this thing some more. This thing should be doing very well. Negative 67.5. It is doing very well. What can I stick this radiator on? I've stuck radiators on everything. I want to stick it on here. Yeah, I was cooling down my X. That was one of my missions. That X is cool. That's good. This X, not X, H2. Why am I calling it X? And this one should be nice and cold as well because it's had the radiator on it the whole time. Negative 3.7. That's good. That's good. I can H2 combust actually. I don't want to be doing too many things at once. That's my thing. I don't want to be juggling too many projects at once. Yeah, let's get a bunch more. But yeah, I should at least fill this thing up with oxygen. It's cold oxygen. It's all good. Let's get this thing up to high pressure. I got 905. I want 450 moles in here, basically. I've got some extra here. I got an extra 50 H2 moles in here. I got to change this gas mixture to more oxygen, less. Yeah. Negative 34, 66 split. Doesn't matter if H2 hops into there. 32. I'm just checking the pressure of my tank to make sure it's not going to like blow up. They're fine. So we're just, at the moment, we're just filling this with oxygen. The plan is to run the mixer, create some fuel, which I'm going to turn into water. So first lot of fuel is going to all just be turned, first batch is going to be turned into water. The next batch after that is actually be turned into fuel for my furnace. And I'm going to make some Constantan and Invar. I've already started collecting nickel. I want to make a giant batch of steel. I want to change this entire base to steel, honestly. I can do that by stealing the outsides and then ripping up the insides and then stealing the insides. It's a huge amount of steel, a huge amount of silicon to do all that. It'll look a lot pretty at the end. Yeah, these walls bug me a lot, actually. I can steel wall these, make them nice and white. I can steel wall the floors as well. I don't really want to, because I know I'm going to be probably ripping up cables and stuff, and I do want a far more efficient setup. This just sprawled out on the floor like here bugs me when I know I can put all this up against a wall, and I can kill two birds with one stone. I wanted this monitor to be like over there somewhere. What I'll do is I'll create a H2 combustor wall. I'll stick a wall somewhere. I'll stick all these gadgets on the wall. H2 combustor will go like below the wall on the other side maybe, and I'll have the this monitor on there. I might zigzag these things a little bit. I don't know. I might do something about this. This is kind of crazy that I've just got it like this. It just looks so ugly. I need a better solution to this. One thing I could do now that I've expanded the greenhouse is I could create like a room at the back, like a line at the back, which is just pure vacuum, like a vacuum room, in anticipation of this base finally one day being turned into atmosphere that I can breathe. let's just keep going with the hydroponic trays. Do I have any iron anywhere? Is this the last of my iron? I got 130 iron in there, so I can turn all these into trays. It's fine. So I'll have like a dedicated vacuum room at the back. The question is, where's the entrance going to be? I don't want the entrance to be through the greenhouse, and I can't put it here. So that is a bit of a problem. Am I using that space up there? Maybe I can rip this cupboard out. At the very least, this cupboard should be moved one space to the left, and create a door here which enters my vacuum room there, and just seal all that. I don't know, I'll have to think about it, but I can create a vacuum room at the back of the atmospherics and run all this stuff through the vacuum room. And cool it all down in there and have my wall coolers on that back wall there. So rather than having a wall cooler here. That'd be the ultimate, eventually how I would like to do it. I don't know if I'll get around to doing that. I might just call this a win and stop once this base expansion has happened. So I've got 2 radiators I'm not using. I'd love to attach it to something. I don't want to attach it to my oxygen because my oxygen's already way too cold. I don't want to attach it to carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide's perfect temperature. If anything, I should start ripping these things up because I don't want it to get too much cooler. I do always want my hydrogen tank to be cool. Like the hydrogen tank is not cooling. It's not cooling at all. What I should be doing... Power critical? Oh god. Let's switch that out. Power no longer critical. All good. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on here. A lot of stuff going on. I don't have any more iron, so I can turn that off. I can turn this off. It's not doing anything. A lot of projects that need to be done. This radiator needs to go somewhere. When I put the hydroponics in, I'm probably going to immediately do this. So I'm going to get these plants done, this big water thing done first. That's good. Let's start gas mixing. Let's switch these off. Now, actually, I'm going to leave this one constantly going. I want this pipe constantly full of hydrogen from here, because that's low temperature hydrogen. No, that's not, because it's still cooling. Okay, let's gas mix. Let's get a bunch of perfect mixed gas here. Let's just build that up, build the pressure up in there first. Let's get that going. But yeah, vacuum room at the back. It's got to be the way to play this. Now I do have some red pipes still, and I've got this pink. One thing I could do is just send some pipes out the side. Yeah, that might work. Really, I want to go. No, I want this to be all super cooled. So what I'll do is I can, at the very least, I can. Whoa! Don't rip up the floor. At the very least, I can stick one of the radiators right here. If I had another pipe, I could stick another one next to it. I don't. Let me through. I don't have another pipe. Let's make another pipe. I don't have any iron. Where's my iron? My iron's in there. Oh, I hate having to pull out everything just to get one resource. But okay. And I'll shove all this back in here again. Let's throw that there for now. All this for one pipe. Oh gosh. Pip will do. That'll get me to the pipe. It's just one pipe. Oh no, I don't want one pipe because that costs half a gram. So I'll get 2 pipes. Yeah. There we go. Where's this thing? Let's drop those because I want red pipes. There we go. And let's just blah blah. I mean, it looks god awful. This is temporary because I've said a lot of stuff is temporary that's still here. So what do I know? Okay, and I got 1 pipe left over, which will go there. When I start this H2 combust, I'll probably give me really hot water, which I don't want. So I'm probably going to be sticking the liquid radiators back on like this. I might stick them on here because I'm not going to use the volume pump until... nah, I will volume pump straight away. It's a waste of electricity, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, so I should have built up quite a lot of pressure in here. Yeah, almost 30 megapascals. Way too much O2, not enough hydrogen. Though I do have some extra hydrogen in here already. So let's start the process. Let's go. Bang. No, not bang. I don't want to see boom. And I should be creating water right now as we speak. Yep. It says mix did not really work. I need more of input 1. So let's do that. Let's go 70-30. Get more hydrogen in there. Oh, this hydrogen is empty already. Well, this hydrogen's okay to put in there because it's 19 degrees. I haven't opened that valve, so I'm not putting super hot hydrogen in. This is combusting. This is giving me some H2O. There's still tons in here to combust. I don't want to start the volume pump just yet. I'm currently not creating any oxygen, so I desperately want to get into that greenhouse room right now. I just want to get this water sorted first. Let's get... I'm about to do a big iron run. I want to go out and get some iron, which reminds me I should get myself a beacon so I don't get lost. Well, just so I have it. Beacons are great. What am I doing? Let's just get 5 of these. It's still not going to be enough, I don't think. I'm going to be able to fit a lot of hydroponics in there. Okie dokie. Beacon. I think a beacon requires iron. I might be wrong. If it requires steel or silicon, I'll have to pull it out of there. So anyway, I should have checked what a beacon costs before I put the iron in. Pretty sure it's iron. Oh, it's not iron, it's steel. Okay, so I put the iron in there for no reason. Steel. I should reorganize these cables so they're not going through the machine. Picking up silicon is a pain. Okay, so we'll get a kit beacon. Fantastic. So I can put this beacon outside. I could do it right now if I want because it's nighttime. I'm still H2 combusting this. I've now got a sizable chunk of water, so I'm gonna pump it in here. While this is working its magic, I'm gonna go outside and plant that beacon down. I really want to continue that thing, but it's nighttime, so let's make use of the night. Beacon, where should I put it? Right there? What do you think? Just right here? I kind of want it just out the door here, so it's like in the way. That way I can't forget as such. In fact, that's what I'll do. It'll require more cables than I probably have, but it is something I'm not going to forget. That's annoying. Wait. The way the switch is oriented is annoying. I'm gonna have the power going out to the left instead. So I don't want to have to move around to click the thing. I want to be able to just see it, click it, nice and convenient. Up like that. There we go. I can't miss it. Bang! I can hit the on button straight away. Yeah. Okay, so we want to get these cables connecting to something. That's probably the closest thing. So I'm gonna do what I usually do and just go down these seams. I don't know why I do it this way. just looks neater and tidier. Go this way, and then under the furnace like this, and then get this tool. I did have enough. Fantastic. Nothing's blowing up in there, is it? It's my biggest worry. Let's go. Let's go. Our tools on the bottom. Now when I hit this thing, it leaves me a beacon. It's actually bright yellow from a long way away, but what I need to do is put my tracker on me so I can switch to my tracker every time. So at the moment I'm almost entirely using my atmosphere analyzer. I want my tracking analyzer thing. Where is it? Network analyzer tracker. That's what I want. I'll just leave this on me. Basically, when I turn the beacon on, I put the tracker in my tablet. It will be. It'll just give me an arrow pointing to where the beacon is. So if I get lost or if a storm hits while I'm outside, I can just equip this, stick the tracker in, and I can find my way back to base. So we'll put this here. Not going to use it very often. This is starting to fill up. On Venus, this like whole row is just waste tanks. Just empty waste tanks ready to be transferred. You got no choice. Venus is a whole nother set of challenges, which I enjoy. I like Venus. I really do. Okay, so this is run out of fuel. Okay, it's run out. I'm going to change the configuration to 6733. I'm going to turn this off. This is fine. That's empty. That's empty of water. It's got other stuff in it. I don't know why it collects other stuff. And we now have another 474 moles, and it's cooling down, so I can put it in my room without having to worry about the room heating up. The room just naturally heats up on its own. I've got no other inputs in here. Oh, hang on. That's a problem. That's not insulated. It doesn't matter anyway. I'm ripping it up. So what am I complaining about? This is temporary. Let me in. Is that double paned? It is, isn't it? Yeah, I can just rip open one side. Yeah, it's double paned. I hope it's double paned. This one's double paned as well. That one's single pane. Double pane means you can see it's thicker. Yeah, I double paned this. So I can just pull off this side, this window here, and not have to worry about atmosphere problems. And I can pull this up. I don't need it unless I want to like vacuum the room twice as fast, which I don't see myself doing. I'm probably going to have plants planted while I'm vacuuming. This is the problem. Okay, so me creating that extra couple of pipes was bad because I had extra pipes here. This is fine. I don't need this. There we go. Let's dump this on the ground now. And let's grab ourselves some cables. I am dying of thirst already. I just drank and I'm dying of thirst already. It's crazy how quickly you go through your water in this game. Why is my character always so thirsty? There we go. Oh, what am I doing? I am so dumb. How do I get these cables out? Are there? Either way, I have to get this cable. Yeah, I'm so dumb. Okay, those cables are still in the wall, so it's not a problem. Yeah, my carbon dioxide. Yeah, I forgot about that. This is connected around through the wall. I just connected it up to an existing cable network. These things are no longer required, so let's put them in here and here. The glass, I'm going to put the glass back on, just for now. If I want to rip these up later, I will. I'll do it all at once. Drink. That water was 100. Oh, these water bottles are full now. Fantastic. This volume pump doesn't need to be on. Do I have any water in there? Yeah. 422 moles. I don't actually need to pump any more in here. Oh, it's 130. It says 130 because they're disconnected at the moment. When I connect them all up, which is about to happen right now, should be all good. I just want to quickly use this daylight to replenish the batteries. Replenish my batteries. There you go. That's fine. Let's replenish this one. 99%. Okay, that was a waste of time. This one's fine. Drill battery 72. So it's good. I should create just a bunch of large battery cells and just use large ones from now on. 75. Okay, power needs are met. I can go back into this room now and wait, what on earth? There we go. I would like to hold more crops with me. Let's not say we did. Okay, it's 30 degrees in there. That's fine. It's yeah. So the room slowly heats up, even though I've got no I've got no leaks in the room at all. There's no way that heat is transferring in. Maybe these things transfer heat. Maybe these walls or these windows transfer heat. I'm not sure. Do I have a leak in the airlock maybe? No. So I'm not sure how heat is getting in the room. I'm just thinking that these are not perfect, or particularly the iron ones probably aren't perfect insulators. Maybe the steel ones are and the iron ones aren't. I don't know. But this room tends to slowly heat up. Okay, so let's get to the task at hand, which is increasing, getting these things all connected up. So I want this here. I want 2 of them. So 1, 2. And now I should be able to put this one here. Okay, I'm going to check the water levels as I go. I'm always paranoid of losing water. 130 and 34. So when I add them together, it should make 164. So let's... What on earth? I just want a corner, yeah. And we got 164. All good. Now we're going to do the same thing over here. Just going to go 1, 2, and this thing is 33 and 164 is 197. So when I connect these up, and I'm going to need this to connect these up. Let's make it straight. There we go. And I combine them, and I get 196. So it rounded down. That's fine. I didn't lose anything, I don't think. It just rounded. Let's get this last one here. Okay. Now there's nothing actually to connect to over here yet. But this is going to be my setup. I like doing it this way. So adding these isn't a problem. 1, 2. It should still be the same amount. 196. Yep. The whole thing adds to 196. When I add all these on, it should end up adding up to 291. Okay, so I'm going to do this curvy pipe first. So when I add these together, it should be the same amount. While I'm at it, I'll do this as well. And 196. Good. Now 2 more hydroponics fit in here. 1, 2. And then a little corner piece fits in here. And when I check it, it should all still say the same. The pressure's changing, but the number of moles stays the same. 196. So 196 plus 36 is 232. I hope. Yes, 232. The math is correct. So I should simply be able to hook these up and get 232. Throw it in there, chuck this here. 233. Okay, good, it rounded up. Now this one here is 29. 233 plus 29 is 262. So we should just get to 262. Shouldn't be a problem. And there we go. It's here, throw that there, not there, there. 261, it rounded down. Okay, this one is 29. So 261 plus 29 is 290. So when I finally connect this up, it should say the perfect 291, which is what I originally began with. I'm just terrified because I've destroyed water before and destroyed gases by ripping things up in the wrong order. So I'm a little bit paranoid when it comes to this. 291, there we go, got all my starting stuff back. So now when I come in, we've got our greenhouse. It extends all the way to the end now, and all the way to the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I got rows of 11 here with bits of 2 at the ends. Okay, and now I can just very slowly extend this out using the same pattern. I might go around the edge first just to see how it lines up. So 1, 2, I can put the little corners in later, and then we go 1, 2, and then I'm out of pipes. Basically it's going to be it's going to be 1, 2 pipes, and then 1, 2, then 1, 2 pipes, and then does this work? They're going to extend out this way, 1, 2, and then it's going to be 1, 2, and then it's going to extend out this way, 1, 2, and then well, I did talk about having wall cooling and stuff here. I might even, like this pipe stuff here, I just put it there because this was the very edge closest to the atmospherics in my original small greenhouse. So what's probably going to happen is I'm going to stick a vacuum room, just a vacuum corridor down the end here, and it's going to have all sorts of pipes in it, cooling and all sorts of stuff. I'm going to have wall coolers along this line. I'm going to have my gas in and gas out along this line as well. So everything's going to basically be along this line, which is annoying because the entrance is here. And I'm going to have a walkway here, and then I'm going to have like a little workspace here, which is not ideal. I'm just thinking, do I change the size of my greenhouse so that it perfectly lines up? It might not ever perfectly line up. Yeah, actually, will it ever perfectly line up? 1, so if I have 2 rows coming in, I want 1, 2 rows coming in, and then I want 2 spaces, and then I want 1 row coming out. Yeah, it's never going to perfectly line up. I'm not going to experiment. Anyway, let's get this pipe coming out here like this. My final pipe, and we'll just start 5 along here. Oops. What I should do actually is rip these up and put them here, and then work on this grow light technology. Now that I'm extending it so far this way, what I want to do is have 2 grow lights. I might stick this just one to the right, so I get this end one here, and then I'll stick another grow light over here somewhere. But basically I'm going to have maybe horizontal. horizontal grow light, horizontal grow light. That might do it. And then I just kind of like horizontal, 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 and just keep following that pattern all the way along. Yeah, so these are going to be pulled up. I could do that now because it's nighttime. Where's the solar panels? Yeah, solar sun's nowhere near. I could just go there and focus on these grow lights right now. Just rip them up and change their places. I know I'm taking my time replanting those crops, and I probably shouldn't be because I've got growing conditions right now. Well, I mean, I've got no light, so that's not a growing condition. I'm probably going to have to experiment a bit with the placement of this light to find the right spot for it. I don't know if sitting it right here will work. Also, I'm probably going to have one in the window here. I probably can't go too far. So one here and one here or something like that. This extends all the way out to the edge. So I might need to put one here and a grow light here. No, I want it like, it's one there or one there. If I put one there and one there, honestly, I need to experiment. I don't know how far this way to go to get the full coverage that I want. So I'm going to continue on this line, but how far do I actually have to go? Like how far apart can I space these? If I put this here, for instance, it might work. I need more cables, that's for sure, and I need to go outside and experiment a little bit. When the sun comes up, plants in here will actually grow, so I might just plant a few things. Honestly, I'll probably have these, I'm going to switch these on so that when I hook them up, they're just automatically on. I'm going to go outside, work out what I need to do, then get some cables first. Let's just plant a line of potatoes and stuff. It should say unfavorable lighting, and that should be the only problem these potatoes have. I've got to be careful when you're planting in the dark because you might accidentally clear one. So potatoes there, tomatoes, you just go alongside them. Now let's do a separate row. Okay, solar panels are slowly twisting around. I am running out of time. If I want to get on that roof and do this wiring, yeah, the sun's going to come up while I'm in the middle of it because I need to stop and grab a bunch of panels first. A bunch of cables. I hope my copper is, come on, open. Hope my copper is in here already. It is. Look at my gold level. I need to go mining badly. Okay, cable. I don't feel like I've achieved anything this time, and it's been like 53 minutes in. I'm almost an hour in. What have I actually achieved here? I've created more water. I'm just basically working on the greenhouse. That's it. I created more water. I'm working on the greenhouse. I've put down a beacon. I've just spent all this time on this greenhouse. It's crazy. Let's go outside. I need more grow lights. I need to do a lot of stuff. But yeah, all I've really done this whole time is work on the greenhouse. That's power, that's the data. So this is going to just curl around like this and connect up like that. So let's get our cables, wire cutters, sorry. I mean, I could do the data as well. I have the data there, attach it to a daylight sensor. When the daylight sensor turns on, when the sun rises, I mean, it activates it automatically. I might need to do that. I'm not going to think about doing that just yet. Man, this is going to be ugly. Sun's coming up, and I'm trying to work out how I want to do this. Let's just do it this way for now. I don't like it going across the window like this, but the sun's coming up, and I just want to get something in place beforehand. More than anything, I just want to test the spacing of the lighting. So, like, all this could get ripped up, basically. Well, some of it will get ripped up because it'll take me a while to figure out the exact spacing of these lights. So, where do I want to put this? We'll just do it like this for now. The sun's coming up. The black hole's coming up. I'm used to saying sun because I'm used to playing Venus. Well, not saying sun, but thinking sun. Okay, and that should go on. Okay, we got grow lights on. I need to fill this greenhouse up to see the effectiveness of this grow light spacing. Maybe moving it around a bit, just experimenting a little bit with different things. So yeah, these steel looks so much better than iron. It really does. I need more grow lights, definitely. Like 1, 2, 3, at least 3, maybe more. We'll go 3 for now. Probably 5. I probably need to make 5. Mr. Black Hole. It's terrifying. It's fantastic. It's fantastically terrifying. Let's go. I've run my light for a long time now, so my battery's probably done. That filter is about to die. Let's get some iron out of here. Oh my gosh, so much time wasted pulling resources out of this thing and putting it back on again. I just wanted a little bit of iron for a filter. I haven't checked my atmospherics filters in a while. But yeah, the shortcut is generally, okay, I don't need to worry about that yet. Just keep an eye on it. The shortcut is just to check the main pipe here. There's nothing in there, it means the filters are fine. I mean, you can check by ripping them, pulling them all out and putting them back in and just seeing. So that's at 23, but the other one's still close to 100. 89, 100, yeah. 38, yeah. So you can pull them out, put them back in again. That's one way to do it. What do grow lights require? Remember they required electrum, because that's why I made the electrum. Copper, steel, electrum. It's a lot of steel. 5 steel. I would like to get other crops in there. Ferns is what I want. But the ferns look nice. They're just great. I just love them. But let's not worry about that. That's not the priority. Priority is get these new grow lights up and fill my greenhouse with plants. Yeah, we'll do that. These filters are starting to take up a lot of room. I really badly. I should sell my credit card. I don't need that. I've already got a credit card. Start with a 600 credit card. I have 1. I want 5, so I got plenty of time. Let's look at the -79. It's doing a good job. Let's look at the temperature of this. This has dropped to 17.4. I'm gonna take these radiators off. Because I don't want icy cold carbon dioxide. Not icy cold. Cold is good, but not icy. And I've got a bunch more of these radiators that I'm not using. Where did I put my last slot? Or did I? Oh, I did some janky stuff. Yeah. Do I have a grow light? Yeah, I do. Good. Now I want to check this out. 53. So yeah, those radiators doing a good job. Get the water temperature down. I don't want to pump any more in there until it's down. I'm actually probably not going to pump any more in there. Not until it actually starts using water. It hasn't used any water yet. It's just the fact the water's there. Like, water's the catalyst rather than part of the process. Which, I mean, yeah, water's just a catalyst here. It's not doing anything. I probably don't even need to be doing this stuff. Because I anticipated that I'd need to stick more water in at some point, but the plants are not using any water at all. My oxygen is too cold. It's way too cold. It'll slowly heat up as I pump hot oxygen in. This I'm trying to cool down. This is doing good, 8.1 degrees. And in here, 12.2 degrees. This could be turned off now. It's not a problem. I'm not going to be making more water for a while. My next lot of fuel is going to be for the furnace. Invar, Constantan, and a ton of steel. Okay, these grow lights are mounting up. I want 5 in total. I have 4.
Hydration critical.
Yeah. Come on. What could I be doing? I know I've got my light on. I could be switching batteries out and things like that. There's actually a ton of things I could be doing. This thing's like always running, so it's a good idea to keep that topped up. It should be done by now. Yeah, stop. 5 grow lights. Now let's fill my inventory with plants. That's something else I could have been doing. Let's just grab these. Grab a bunch of tomatoes because I mainly want tomatoes. I don't really need more potatoes, honestly. Soybeans and tomatoes are good. Soybeans on the inside, tomatoes around the outside. Tomatoes because they're red. That's it. That's the reason. They're red. They look pretty. It's a combination of green and red. Makes the greenhouse look like I'm doing well. Oh! Uh-oh. I made 6 grow lights by accident. I've got an extra grow light. Okay. Okay, so where do I want to put this thing? If I want to line it up with that thing, I want to put it right here. Like this. Now, how many spaces are part of these? So those plants are already done already. I didn't need to bring so much in with me. 1, 2, not quite 3. So 1, 2, and then 1 little bit over. So when I do this one here, whoa, it's going to be 1, 2, and then a little bit over like that. So this thing's going to go out here. And this thing is going to line up with it, probably here. And then I want to do the same over here. 1, 2, and a little bit over 3. This is crazy because my plants aren't going to extend this far. I know, I got a feeling these end ones are going to struggle. They're going to have insufficient lighting. It's almost night time, so I'll actually be able to find out which ones are struggling with lighting. I might just jam these things in closer together than they need to be. I think I already have been jamming them closer together. I just want to use this last grow light that I accidentally produced. It's expensive, those things. I'm actually producing a little bit of oxygen because there's a few plants in here. Temperature in here is 37.7, so let's put the wall cooler to the test. Of course the temperature is going to go down there, but what about here? Is the temperature going to go down over here? So the first thing to look for is the pressure. Is the pressure lowering or is it raising? If the pressure's lowering, the temperature's going down. If the pressure's raising, the temperature's going up. Did it just go down? I stopped for a second. Yeah, it is going down. So the temperature is going down. So with only a few plants in here, this cooler does cool down the room. It's good to know. What about when I fill the whole thing with plants? So that's the big test. Because plants produce heat. I'm going to get these N1s first. Let's just get these in place. We'll get this side done. I need a lot more hydroponics trays, to be honest. There's a lot more iron. It's fine. What about this N1? Does that have enough lighting? Yeah, that has unfavorable lighting. So this has to be brought back one. These actually all fine. So I gotta bring this light back one space and see if it has any effect at all. You know what? I don't need potatoes anymore. I got more potatoes than I'll ever need. It's 1 potato for French fries. 1 potato and 5 soy oil. So it's 1 potato and 5 soy makes a French fries. And a French fries lasts ages. So I don't, you know, unless I'm planning to play this exact same game for like 2 years straight, there's no reason for me to be doing this. They really do need to balance the hunger, food, and crops thing. At the moment, food just isn't a thing in this game. I'm dropping potatoes everywhere, and now I'm trying to examine dropped potatoes. Because food is just not a problem. I don't recall a game where I've ever had food issues. You're kidding me. I can't get that potato. Come on. Come on, let me pick you up. No! Do I have to rip up hydroponics to get it to a potato that I accidentally dropped on the ground? There's 2 of them there. There's one on the other side as well. Let me pick you up. Okay, I'm ripping up hydroponics just to get to a potato that I accidentally dropped. Ew, oh, I almost ripped that out. Wait, what just happened then? I did harvest that, right? Okay, anyway, I can't even get this potato right here that's next to me. Oh, did you see that? Got it. What about this one? No, other side. It looks like I can just about get it. I think I'm just slightly out of reach. Please don't make me rip up my hydroponics. I wish there was a way to duck in this game. Just want to duck down and grab it. I'm just wasting time on a single potato. And potatoes are infinite, so I don't know what my problem is. And yeah, I'm still wasting time. Now I'm ripping up hydroponics to get a single potato. To get a resource that's infinite. I got serious mental problems. Okay, here we go. I've got my potato. How dare you? Okay, 33. Yeah, that's right. It should be a multiple of 3. As I said, I don't even want potatoes. I got infinite of them. I already got too many. I can make French fries and then sell the French fries. But really, what am I going to buy? Fertilized eggs, about the only thing left. And, you know, like, pumpkin is expensive. Let's get all these tomatoes. Oh, do I want to? I probably don't want to. See, unfavorable lighting. Okay. We do have to bunch these things closer together. Okay, I didn't waste my, my light. I might just do these long ways, like here and here, just long ways, and then just overuse the grow lights. I'm not entirely sure of the exact area a grow light covers. Have these got tomatoes in it? What about that? Unfavorable lighting. Oh, of course it does. This is not on yet. And it's not connected yet. Neither is that. But I did actually say that I was going to rip up everything and experiment with the lighting a little bit. The grow lighting placement. What? It's dying. Why is it dying? Is there water in there? Yeah. It's dying. It shouldn't be dying. Unfavorable lighting doesn't kill a plant. Here as well. Why is it dying? Is there just not enough pressure in the pipes? It would say insufficient water, wouldn't it? I'm very confused. Okay, let's fill the rest with these things. Soybeans. I mean, they do make soy oil after all. Let's put a tomato here so it's visible from the outside. Okay, and yeah, tomatoes here and here, so they're visible from the outside. That's got a tomato. I can stick soy here. And is that all of them? No, I've got these 2 rows to plant as well. No more potatoes. Oh, whoops, I wanted to put, doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm always dying, even when I'm actually doing very well, when I'm very comfortable and I got lots of water and oxygen. I'm still running my life total down. This time it's not intentional. I just didn't panic when I saw the thing, and I don't like using the water in my uniform. I like the fact that that's like my emergency in case of dire situation water. Although I do use the food in there, but that's mainly because food hardly gets used up when you eat it. Okay, as you see, I need a lot more hydroponics in here, just a ton more. I like those tomato plants. And this cooling is actually working. Now these plants should just be creating oxygen for me. Just producing oxygen should be all good. Once I fill this greenhouse completely up, I should have huge oxygen production. I'm just going to run this cooler almost permanently now. I think, not permanently. Okay, so there's a lot of things I need to do, I need to get done. I want to stick that monitor on a wall, and I want to make my water setup more efficient. Why did I pump more H2 in there if I was doing this? I just realized I shouldn't have pumped more H2 in here. If I'm going to rip all this up, I don't want H2 in here. It's cold H2 though. If I mix it with this, I'll cool down my whole tank. So if I just run this into my main atmospherics line, yeah, there's no oxygen there. There's oxygen here. I can just rip up these pipes and just push them back. Same with this. This is my problem. I've got 852 moles of hydrogen there. I think I'll make my furnace fuel first before I reorganize that. So I got 381 moles in there, another 95 in there, so there's 476 moles right there. I also have another 408 in here, ready to refill my oxygen tank. What temperature is it? So this is what I don't like. I don't like it. It's negative 23 degrees. If I start using that as my main oxygen, I'll have temperature problems. I should stop this panting. I'll be my suit will be too cold, and I don't want that. I don't want my suit too cold. So how do I heat up my oxygen? So all this time cooling it down, now I'm like, how do I heat it up? Now I can immediately mix it with whatever's in my tank right now. So it's okay to take it off for a second. It's 27.4. It actually went down in temperature because it was exposed to the vacuum. If I mix it with -23, it'll be close to 0. Yeah, I can't stick it in there. So yeah, my oxygen's too cold. Normally I have a heating problem. This time I have a cooling problem. This is why I really want my room to heat up, to be honest. I left the cooler going. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just let it heat up. Nah, I want to save up a ton of oxygen, dump a ton in there at once. So I'm going to let it cool right down to like 20 degrees, assuming that's actually going down, of course. And then I'm going to let it heat right up to like 45 degrees, and then I'm going to vent it into the oxygen tank. I'm saying this out loud. I'm hoping I watch more than just the very end of this video before I start the next one, so that I remember to do that. Plants are going well. Plants are going spectacularly well, apart from the fact that I don't have any of the plant types that I want. 100, 100, 12, that's fine. Plenty of plants. Oh god, I got 2 more stacks of tomatoes here. I'm gonna have to make a food locker, I think, and just leave it in the greenhouse permanently. A food locker. Okay, so my greenhouse, my expanded greenhouse, is set up. It's almost completely set up. It's ready. I need to make my vacuum room, and I want to replace everything with steel. I need to get ready for my next big furnace setup. I just feel like I haven't done anything this episode. I've just spent the whole time tinkering around with the expanded greenhouse. And it's not even completed yet. Look, and the grow lights need to be replaced. In fact, that's what I should be doing right now. I should be moving these grow lights around. Just trying to find a better configuration. The sun's coming up. It's not going to affect the growing of the plants anymore. But yeah, getting these grow lights right is going to be tricky. I think I just need to bunch them up. Just bunch them up like crazy. The problem is I've got so much wiring on the roof, I can't place them down with all that wiring there. So my next setup is going to be something like grow light here, grow light there. And I might do that on every row. Grow light here, grow light there. Grow light here, grow light there. And just keep doing that. And that way I'll guaranteed have full coverage. So what I'll do right now is rip up these grow lights. So I'm just going to over grow light the area basically. And this one is currently on and working. So yeah, that'll be how I do it. So I would like to replace all the, like this looks, I got the iron windows and then the steel windows. You can see the steel windows are just so much better. They just look prettier. So I'm going to want a grow light fairly far back, like here maybe. And then another one fairly far forward, like not that far forward, but maybe here. Will this get these guys? That's all that matters. I think it will. And this should hopefully get these end guys. I hope. And I basically want to just repeat this pattern. So that's going to be my next try. Do I have a cable? No. I can't rip up these cables during the day. But that's pretty much going to be it. I'm going to grow light, and just repeat that pattern all the way along. So how many more do I need? So I can put these in place now. So it's going to be like this. Yeah, and at least then I have the grow lights, the cables going down the middle here and being hidden from view. I think this setup is much better. So that's going to be turned around. I need one. They're going to be turned around. One, two, three, three at least. Probably. Oh, I forgot I put these here. Okay. Good. So turn around. One's going to go on here, and it's going to line up with. I can't see. Plants in the way. I think it was here. Is it right up against that edge there? I should pay closer attention. Yep. And the way that these space out, it looks like it just continues like that every time. Right along that edge, right along that edge, right along that edge. Yeah, I think I just continue this pattern all the way. And I will want one there as well. So 3 more grow lights, and I think that setup's going to work. They might be a little too close together. This grow light might not be far enough to the left to get these last guys. So I might need to rip this up and just throw it a little bit to. In fact, that's exactly what I'll do, I think. I think I do this, like that, through there. I think that's going to be close to the correct setup that I want. I hope so. I hope I don't have to tinkle with this anymore. So it goes through the thing. Yep, through the thing. And yeah, hopefully that works. A lot of cable ripping up. Sun's almost gone. I should. There's still plenty of sun left. It doesn't matter. The plants are grown, so let's just grab these now. I wish I could rip up the cables from this side. Can I put this one in place? No. They're in place. Can't put that in place. I don't know if I'm getting these very end ones. That's my concern. Yeah. And as you can see, I can't rip up anything. Come on, rip up. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. That's where the 3 grow lights node. I need another 3 more. So I'll just quickly make those 3 grow lights. Temperature in there is 35.3. Is that going down? Is that going down or going up? I just want to get these grow lights in position before I end this session. Oh, whoops, this is open. I forget it opens straight away. I'd have to wait for new gas to take its place. Man, I'm too used to Venus. Okay, so we're going to go grow light. We need 3. And we hopefully won't make the mistake of making too many this time. Although as it turned out, it wasn't too many. If anything, I'm short. I've got 74 iron in there. I need a lot more iron. I'm going to bang off some more hydroponics while I'm here. Let's just burn through the rest of my iron. Because the next week project is go out and get an enormous amount of iron. Like I need 15 stacks for the steel that I want to make. I mean, I've still got like 300 steel. I'm just ducked below 300 now. I want 15 stacks for the steel I want to make. I need a stack for either Invar or Constantan. I forget which one requires. Sorry, I need iron for Invar or Constantan. I forget which one uses iron. I know one's copper, one's iron. I'll have to look it up. I usually just have the furnace wiki page open, and it just tells you the temperatures and everything. Wait, what just happened? I'm out of Electrum. I actually ran out of Electrum. Oh my god, that was so unexpected. I honestly, okay. Not only am I short on gold, I'm short on Electrum. I didn't realize I was going through it that quickly. Okay, so yeah, before I do a big furnace thing, I'll make Electrum first. Because Electrum is low pressure. Like, you know, like 1 to 2 megapascals. So something like 800 to 2.4 or something like that, or 600 to 2.4. I'm not sure the exact numbers, I'd have to look it up. But yeah, you want a pressure of less than 2.4 megapascals for Electrum. So I can't do it during my big furnace that I plan to do. And we'll do the same here. We'll do the same there. No, we're not going to bother with this one because, in fact, we shouldn't bother with this one because these three are needed on the other side. Okay, we'll get these hydroponics set up. We'll quickly pluck some plants and... Oh my god, I need another pipe. Do I need another pipe? No, I know what I can do. I can rip this up and curl it around. Like this. There we go. But yeah, I do need more pipes, ultimately. Let's just grab potatoes. Temperature is hopefully going down in here. Not potatoes, tomatoes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm going to be one short. I didn't think that through. Okay, I can make the last one soy. Because when you harvest a soybean, you get 2. One goes back in the tray that was emptied, and one goes in the tray that I'm missing. Okay, and these plants should be producing oxygen at a decent rate now. 7 moles per square, but you got to remember it's extended out over a lot more squares. What have I got? A 4 by 7? That's 28. So 7 times 28. Yeah, that's up. It's like 150. It's more than that. It's a lot more than that. It's 56 plus 140. It's like 196. It's almost 200 moles of oxygen in there. Anyway, let's get outside. Let's rip up the cables. I'll get all this ready to go. And we'll get all our cabling in place. Let me out. Well done. Very good. Let's go. Shut that. Open this. Don't need to activate the beacon because I'm not going out. But yeah, so this is the setup I'm currently going for. This is good because I can just run wires along the roof, which looks really nice actually. That was power I just stuck it into, right? Yeah, data power. And then just have one main line here, for instance. And that's good. So let's rip these up. It's not going to let me put the grow lights in place from top side. But if I know what the wiring looks like, and it looks exactly like that, I do have a... No, I can't connect this to the same network as a daylight sensor. This is using different power. Okay, so this is going to be the setup. I'm just going to continue this pattern. This is already in place. Yeah, as you can see, it's not going to let me like wedge the grow light in. I have to do this from the inside. Okay, and we just continue the pattern all the way. And it looks nice and neat. That's good. I'm out of cables. I have more grow lights to power, but I'm out of cables. That is pretty good. It's actually a pretty good setup. And when yeah, I always wanted to put these on the actual pane, but putting them on the glass is actually better. It's gonna look pretty cool at the end of all this. Yeah, there's my 2 extra cables. One is gonna go here and here. I need more cables if I want to complete this. A lot more cables. I always need more cables. You're always out of cables. Do I grab the cables really quick? Where's the solar panels? Yeah, I got plenty of time. Oh, I'm at hour and a half mark. Oh god, I almost pushed that button before I evacuated this. I need a proper airlock in here. I really do. I should set that up so I don't accidentally leak a bunch of stuff in my base. Cables, please. That's grow lights, which I can't afford because I'm out of electrum. Yeah, so I've got a lot of stuff to do. I was talking about something else that I wanted to do, but yeah, vacuum room at the back, so I can have wall coolers on that back wall, and all the piping's going to go to the back wall. All this piping's going to disappear into my vacuum room. Clean up this thing here, this whole gas mixer mess, put it on a wall to save some space, make it look neater, and the back side of the wall will have my monitor on it. So I can see the monitor from outside, and I can see it from my work area. As you can see, I spend a lot of time at these machines. Other big thing I'm going to do next video is, well, I need a bunch more electrum. So I have to do an enormous amount of mining. So, yeah. And after the electrum, create some fuel. Yeah, yikes. Do Invar, Constantin, and a big batch of steel. And am I seriously out of copper as well? I have 10 copper left. I got less copper than gold now. 4 iron. Oh my gosh, I don't think my resource situation has ever been this dire. Let's put everything in the one machine so I can actually see this. I'm wasting time. I should be outside working on these cables. 4 iron, 14 gold, 10 copper. Steel is okay. Solder is more than I'll ever need. Waste of iron, really. That should be 47, not 97. I created too much. And silicon needs to be improved, because if I'm going to be upgrading the whole base to steel, which I really want to do, because it looks a lot better, I'll use all those iron walls for something else. I mean, I can always recycle them, but you only get half the resources back, I believe. I think it's half back. I don't know, I don't really mess around with recyclers that much. But I'm pretty sure you get half the resources back, which makes the, you know, rather than recycling the walls, I'd rather use them and make set up an outpost base somewhere else on the map. You know, go out exploring, find a really rich area. Yeah, find a really resource-rich area that's got tons and tons of stuff in it, and just set up a little base, little mining base there. I like doing that sort of thing. Yeah, when I play like 7 Days to Die, for instance, I have little towers, little bases everywhere. I mean, it's a bit different. That's kind of oh, I had it right. That's a little different because you need to have little defenses. In this game, you don't need defenses. So, like, you know, it's night time's coming. I've gone on a big scavenging mission. I need somewhere to hole up for the night where I can defend myself from zombie swarms. So I just put little towers all over the place, and I mark them on my map. So if I'm out doing something, quests or scavenging, when night time's arriving, I've got somewhere I can run to. Okay, all that cabling's in place. I can now put the lights in, and then my greenhouse is almost complete. I just need to fill in the hydroponics. I can't do the rest of it until I have the vacuum room and I have all these cables fixed up. So there's a lot of fixing up to do. I haven't accidentally put any gases in here, have I? No. Good. Just checking. Temperature in there is slowly dropping. Now my carbon dioxide is too cold. It's way too cold. I'd rather mix my carbon dioxide with hot atmosphere right now. So I want the temperature in here to actually rise. I want it to fly up to 45 or something before I vent it all. That'll heat up my oxygen, which is way too cold in my tank, and it'll heat up my carbon dioxide, which is too cold. So, I mean, I use the greenhouse also to maintain the temperature of my atmospherics, of my oxygen and my carbon dioxide. When I do my gas swaps, it comes down to what my temperature of my tanks is, as to what temperature I make the greenhouse before I swap gases. It's what I've always done. So something I don't know, stumbled upon by accident. Little trick, I guess, to keep everything the temperature I want it to be.
Hydration critical.
Of course it is. I need one more grow light. However, I'm out of Electrum. I'm out of everything. Mining is my next big thing. These guys are going to start growing now. Unfortunately, the sun's up, so I can't actually check to see what has unfavorable lighting and what does not. But yeah, let's turn this off. Let's get the temperature in this room to rise. Get it to rise to a much higher thing. Now, if I turn that off and the temperature still drops, that means I'd need to set up an electric heater so I could heat the room up. But it doesn't seem to be that way. The temperature just seems to naturally rise, even with no plants in here at all. I think that might have something to do with the walls themselves are not perfectly insulated. I don't know. Okay, I'm well past the 1.5 hour mark, which is much longer than I want it to be. Feel like I haven't done much this episode. I've done a lot, it's just not much. It just doesn't feel like much. Okay, so I'm going to put a stop to it here. I'm going to be staring at my temperature sensor. A lot to do next time. Okay, thanks for watching everyone. Bye for now.